Good evening. I came here today to talk about the water fluoridation that Sacramento has. And pretty quick topics here. I just want to know why we're fluoridating the water at all. Fluoridation is poison. It has no effect whatsoever, and we do not need it in any water that we serve here in Sacramento. This is a chemical that was used by the Nazis in the Holocaust. Why are we putting it in our water to poison American citizens? It's a real easy question. It's a real easy answer. We do not need it at all.
Okay, we had a little mix-up. There were a number of people who signed up to speak on the budget, so we're going to call them up now. Please make your remarks brief and be mindful of the time.
Okay, the first is Kim Glaser, followed by Dr. Gloyd Saba, I believe.
So I have a question. Do we need to officially reopen it and re-vote on it, City Attorney?
Yes, you should.
Mayor, what I would suggest is that you listen to the comments and then you make that determination as to whether or not you would like to reopen or have a motion for reconsideration to reopen the public hearing.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you again. This evening, this time, and I really appreciate the opportunity to also be here again to address the council. Again, on behalf of Organic Sacramento and the many members in the community, we want to thank now the City Council, especially Councilmember Spong and Councilmember McCarty, for today's earlier decision to engage in further research and study of the water fluoridation issue, which we hope will ultimately lead to the opportunity for water fluoridation to be included on the agenda at a future City Council meeting, and ultimately the result in removal of fluoridation from Sacramento City water. Meanwhile, we'd also like to request that as this process goes further, and that we be included in the meetings and investigative process, and with the opportunity to present our information, as well as provide opportunities for other experts to present information as well in that process. We would like that. As we originally expected the Utilities Department budget to be addressed in this meeting, we also had invited a number of members of the community, rather than this afternoon. We'd invited a number of members of the community to be here to speak on the issue, and so that's probably why you're going to be hearing additional information as what was presented this afternoon. And there are members of the community who are here in opposition to the fluoride, but who don't wish to speak, and I would respectfully ask that if we could have members in the audience who are opposed to water fluoridation be able to stand. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely.
Okay. The people who are in opposition to water fluoridation? Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I also was requested to ask requested to say on behalf of the local chiropractor, Dr. James Kepler, who couldn't be here this evening, he's out of town, that explained that that fluoride is a poison and is always going to be a poison, and it's something that needs to be kept in mind as we go further through this process. But again, I really appreciate so much this afternoon's openness to further exploring the issue. Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Dr. Glayle Saba, followed by Jeanette Bajorek.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Thank you again for this opportunity to speak. I just wanted to, because there wasn't a lot of time, I just wanted to add a little bit more to what I had to say. And I really appreciate that you are willing to listen and to look at the new evidence. Can I show something on the overhead?
The other way? Upside.
Other way.
Yeah, there you go.
And then if you can see this. This is the guidelines we use. I'm a family physician, but we use the guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics to decide how much fluoride to provide to children. And if you look at the first column on the left where it says less than 0.3 parts per million, this is if there's no fluoride in the water, what they recommend that from birth to 6 months old, children should receive no fluoride. And yet, because what we're providing now is the equivalent of 1 milligram or 1 part per million. So as you can see, the city's water fluoridation currently is providing too much for babies 0 to 3 months, as well as 6 months to 3 years, as well as 3 to 6 years. So essentially, we are overdosing children 0 to 6 years old. And the American, as I mentioned earlier this afternoon, the American Dental Association has come out with an interim guideline that said in 2008 that says that that they recommend to use bottled water to give infant formula, make infant formula. And when I went to the stores, I was unable to find any information regarding the fact that there should be no fluoridated water used. So essentially, if you don't hear from your doctor, and if you maybe can't afford to see a dentist, you won't know, and you'll be overdosing your babies with fluoridated water. So this is one of the main reasons I'm concerned. I feel like for the very young, as well as for the old and people with different illnesses, kidney disease, diabetes, that really the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, and that's why if I were to practice that way in my practice, it would be considered malpractice, and I would like to help the council so that we can come up with a safe way of fluoridating. Come up with a safe way of providing. If there's fluoridation that is necessary, it will be a.
Can we get your final thought, please?
Yes, I will. I would just recommend that we stop fluoridation and look at the studies that have emerged from 2000 on, and to consider stopping fluoridation in our water. Thank you very much.
Jeanette Bajork, followed by Jen C. Smith.
Greetings, Council, again, and Mayor. Just a reminder here that prior to 1995, when Californians were free citizens, they twice voted down fluoridation. Now, I have in here, you have before you an angry citizen. My friends here tell me if I'm angry, that's going to make the council angry, and I think we're going to have one big angry chamber because I'll try to tone it down. Today, California citizens are not free. They cannot vote, and they're kept in ignorance where they do the bidding of the state as serfs who provide fluoridation money to the tune of $1 million per year and the labor, enabling the state to behave as if it has authority. When federal authorities are challenged to don the robes and move against fluoridation of their citizens, they declare that it's a matter for the state. Authorities of the state, however, declare that it's a problem for the feds. What's going on here? To an angry citizen, it appears that we have a pretend state in a pretend country full of pretend rulers with imaginary robes of authority, all fading into the shadows at the slightest mention of fluoride. I'm tired of being a serf who is deliberately kept in ignorance, who is being forced to drink a poison which will slowly undermine my health. I can't have an organic garden in my backyard anymore. I can't have any nice, long, soaking baths on Sunday afternoon anymore. I have tried to send each council member evidence of how science has changed. And I treasure the possibility that this council will see fit to throw out this expensive and needless poison in our water. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette.